Hello everyone, welcome to yet another take notes or just make sure. This is Animesh Mahato and today I'm going to explain you few more parameters by Midjourney. So these parameters are going to be the most interesting till now. So be ready to take notes or just make sure to try them out by yourself after this video. So the first parameter we are going to talk about is the style parameter. So what does the style parameter do is if you like, for example, know certain like you want a certain type of control on your generations. For example, you don't want to say like Midjourney to don't use too much of your artistic view. Keep the image raw. That's what I want. So that's what you can do exactly with this prompt. So as you can see, the current model version of 5.2 was previous model 5.2 have one style parameter of style raw. The style draw parameter reduces the influence of default Midjourney aesthetics as well and works well for advanced users who want more control over the image or more photographic images. So basically what it's trying to say is you want photorealistic images instead of it being some sort of drawing or some sort of art. So sometimes you see like how the images generated by Midjourney are very much like shiny, very aesthetic, isn't it? But you want real life results, so you can use this raw parameter to get exactly that. Let me show you how this works. So you can write imagine, and here is our prompt. The double dash style raw. Okay, as you can see here also style raw. You can access this document from the link below and you can use this style raw function to get the raw version of this image. Just for a reference, I'll run again with normal prompt as well. So you can see the main difference, how much difference does is there in between these two. So now these two images are generated. Let's just have a look. So this one is with style raw and this one is standard. Let's have a look at standard one first. So here there are a few things you can see happening. Okay. The key light of the person is really fine. The details are coming on as sharp here. Also, the sunlight is just somehow very soft and falling into the exact right place. And here also, like basically all of these are social media images. This is what you'll post on your social media platforms by doing some editing. But here is the raw result. As you can see, it looks just like for a photo taken from your phone or iPhone directly like that without any editing work. This one somehow looks like a bit retouched, but this one looks very realistic. This one looks realistic, and this one as well. So that's what raw does. And it's not even the craziest part. The real craziness lies into the Niji mode. Let's enter the Niji mode. I'll show you what it exactly does. So for that, you can either use the Niji parameter dash dash Niji, or you can simply do to settings and here in the model, pick the Niji model 5. So Niji is used to create cartoon or anime like aesthetics. So I'll show you with the same prompt what we will get if we are using the Niji mode. Here you can see dash dash Niji 5 is already applied. You could have done it directly also, but this is basically autofills it if you change it from the setting. So let's just see what it generates. You just saw the same output in the version 5. These are very realistic. These are very much like photographs, isn't it? And what Niji will do is it's try to create an anime adaptation or cartoon adaptation of the same idea you have in an animated way. So if you're looking for that kind of art, this Niji mode is perfect for you. And even crazy, it can go even crazier with the stylized, like with the style parameter that we use here, style raw. So version 5 only has style raw, version 5, version 4, those only have this one. But Niji has couple of them, those are really cool. So as you can see, how cool is that? Like that's some actual like studio level work. It can very well be said that you can add some subtitles here and say this is taken from an anime, and it's really cool. So let me show you the crazy part. So if we go back, you can see the Niji one, the Niji model's style parameter has couple of values rather than having only one for the version 5. We are not covering 4 because these outputs are anyway not so good. So let's cover these. So first let's see what cute will do, because whatever these images are, these are not cute at all. Let's see how Niji or Midjourney will make it cuter. So let's copy this, paste it here, dash dash style cute. Let's copy this so that we can try it out with the other values as well. Okay. Let's put it as the second value, which will be expressive. Here the style will be original, and the last one is scenic. So now a job is cute because of a lot of jobs. Till then the cute one came out. Let's see how cute it is. So as you can see, like they really did a good job. Like this is some actual thing that you can use as a children's book or music cover, album cover. It's really cute. To be honest, I wasn't expecting it to be making such good quality illustrations, considering it's just a AI generated model. But yeah, this is pretty nice, and all of them are really good. Good, and it took such a violent prompt and made it so cute. Like this is the actual like should be happening here. But it's just by using this parameter, we are able to completely turn the tables and make it cuter, isn't it? So let's have other things. So this is what expressive looks like. So as you can see, there is a lot of motion going on here. So looking at this, you'll say, okay, fine, there is a battle going on. This is really well, expressing the motion in the image. And here we have the original style. In the original, you can see everything seems to be in the perfect place for a photograph. So yeah, this is the original one, and this is the scenic. So this has a style of like your name, that anime, or any other aesthetic anime. Let me show you. So this is how the style is. As you can see, every single frame is very detailed, very much like a wallpaper, just like that. Like everything is like perfect. So that's what this one is also doing. These are perfect for like aesthetic purpose. So this is what the scenic one does. Now that we know about the stylized prompt, let's move over to the next one. Before that, let's change our settings to the default Midjourney version 5. Now that the stylize is out of the way, let's look at the tile one. So what you can use style is to create vector like illustrated patterns for your brand. So if you look at Louis Vuitton, I don't know if I'm like writing it the right way. So if you just look at Louis Vuitton, there is a certain texture they have. Yeah, this pattern that you can see is repeating seamlessly across all of their brands, all of their bags and products. So we can generate something like this for your brand with Midjourney. Let me show you. So first, let's try it out with the Vikings one. And for that, you have to use tile. So what does a tile mean is you have like for example you have tiles in your home. So whatever tile you have, if you put it after the next the correct one, then it will look like the style continues, right? So similarly here also in the Louis Vuitton image, if you cut it out this much portion, okay, and if you stack on side by side, then it will keep on repeating the same pattern. It will look perfectly aligned as such someone have made that manually by adding all of them in like good amount of placement. But it's basically one thing. It is reproduced throughout the bag. So that's what this one also does. So as you can see, this is a really good texture if you're running like a brand which is on like ancient mythology and stuff. So let me upscale one and I'll show you what type of like what is the use. Right now it's not making any sense. Like why would someone want this, isn't it? So let me show you. Let's expand any one of these. So maybe this one looks nice. Let's expand this one. Okay. So okay, it's done. Let's take this to Photoshop and I'll show you what does this mean. So here we have the image, okay? Let's resize it to make it smaller. Now let me show you what I was talking about by being a repeatable pattern. We'll take a copy of it. I'll place it to the side and it will look perfectly as it was in there for the first place. So it does not look like basically it's seamless. That's what I'm trying to say. It is kind of like perfectly aligned and not that only sideways. It can also go over in like top to bottom as well. So if I copy and paste it, let's select both of them, copy paste both of them like this, it will still continue and this pattern is infinite, so you can use it as for as big of a surface as you want because the pattern keeps on repeating itself and that will be being perfectly aligned. Not only with this, you can use it to create flower patterns, you can create this to do anything, stone patterns. I'll show you some like images that Midjourney has on their website. So as you can see, you can create fish patterns, you can create stone patterns, any and everything that you want can be in this type of tile format. And now that tile is off the way, I'll show you the next one, which is version. What version simply does is to instead of changing it through the settings, you can define the version by every time running it. So for example, I'll show you. Usually we are running the version 5 of Midjourney, isn't it? So if I want the same thing, so like you see here, it is Niji written. So imagine this dash dash version. I want to use 4 for for some reason. Then simply define version, then 4, or V, then 4, and it will work like that. So it can be 5.2, 5.1, 4. You can use all the values from here. Okay, you can use either V, you can use either version. This is basically just like very common. We won't be using this a lot because it's far more easier to change from settings rather than defining it on every image. So as you can see, these images are good, but not so good. These have still the noise. Considering it's generated from the very old version of Midjourney, it's still better. Like according to the time frame, it's still good according to the version 4. So now with that we have the version out of the way. I'll show you how to create a video. So sometimes you see in social media there is a very good time lapse of video being created of image being generated. You don't have to do it manually. Midjourney has a parameter called video only. So let me show you. First, let's see if it did not change our version. Okay, we are in 5.2 only. So this is our prompt. What we have to do is just dash dash video. So by just using this parameter, you'll get a generation video for your prompts, like for your images. So as you can see, this type of videos which will be playing out for you. I'll show you how it's done. Let the image generate first. So the generation is complete. Let's see the result. So now you'll say, where is my video? It's still an image, but wait a minute, there is one more step involved. You have to go here and add, click on these three dots, click on this envelope icon again, Now, with as I showed you in the last video, that it will return a seed phase, but after that, this will also return a video of your generations. So let me show you how this looks. Okay, let's play this. So you can see whole generation process in this 5-second video. So I think that's cool. You can use this to show in your social media how it's made from scratch. So now that the video parameter is done, let's look at the weird parameters. And believe me when I say this, this is going to be the most hilarious and at the same time most terrifying parameter you'll ever see in Midjourney. Let me show you with an example. So this parameter basically has value range from 0 to 3000. Okay, and what this parameter does is this parameter will control the amount of randomness or amount of weirdness that your image has. So as it's written unusual aesthetics, that's what weird means, and which basically it's an experimental feature. I'll show you how it's used. So as usual, you'll use an imagine prompt. You'll add the prompt, and here dash dash weird, and the range is from 0 to 3000. Okay, so let's try out with couple of values. We have to start with, let's just do 0. It basically means I want zero weirdness in my generated images. And let's do another few couple of versions also. Let's do with 10. Then we will increase it significantly. Then let's do 100 here. Let's do 1000 now. Okay. After 1000, let's do 2 and then 3000. So one image has been generated, which we call as zero weirdness. So this is what a standard output you'll get. Okay, looks pretty normal, nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Just wait till the other ones are generated. This one is 10, by the way, just a little more than the base amount. So I don't think there is any weirdness in. After this, after 100 or 1000 mark, then that's where the real weirdness starts kicking in. So this is the 1000, and just see where were we here. What we are doing? We are having a proper portrait and everything, isn't it? And now what do we have? We have people hugging each other, we have people fighting each other, we have people drowning each other, and all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay, so this is what weirdness basically means. It will just try out random things for you. And let's see the 10 or 100, I think. That's what we were doing. Yeah, this is the 100 one. Okay, 100 one haven't been generated, it's still waiting to start. I don't think that's gonna be any different. It will be basically like 10 or 0. Let's see the 2000 weirdness. Now, this looks like the watercolor painting I used to do in class 5. I just don't have any words for most of this. I hope you understand like how there is a hand missing for this guy is crying, and yeah, this is just weird. As I told you, it's funny and terrifying at the same time. And here we have the 3000. Let's see, 200. Okay, it's still waiting. 3000. I would say it's less weird than 2000, but still, this guy is missing another hand. Here, people are treating this guy's legs, I guess. This is just weird. Here is this guy have put in some metal tube in his head, and his helmet is being transforming into his head slowly, and everything is just weird. So this is what the weird parameters does. If you want, if you are too bored with the normal language that Midjourney speaks, try using this parameter once in a while to have some fun. After that, we can have the stylize parameter, which should be the last one. So what this stylize parameter does is it lets you control how much Midjourney puts in the style. For example, if I explain you, the Midjourney boss has been trained to produce images favor artistic color, composition and form. The stylize or S parameter influences how strong this training is applied. Low stylization value produces images that closely match the prompt, but less artistic. High stylization values create images that are artistic, but very less connected to the prompt. So what this basically does is it's your way of telling Midjourney to not use your own head, just give me what I'm looking for. So, as I told you before, Midjourney is very much trained to giving you aesthetically pleasing images. But let's say you don't want that, and we are using the raw parameter also, you're not getting something close to that. So here with this parameter, you can exactly choose how much stylization do you really want in an image. You want zero stylization, you want 1000 stylization, whatever you feel like you can use it. And it's available across all three major versions of Midjourney, 5, 4, and Niji. So let me show you a good by trying it out. So we have the prompt, okay, just to stylize or just simply do this. The value is pretty high, 3/4 of what the maximum capacity is, so that you get the pleasing images in more pleasing images. So we'll start all the way from zero. Is zero available? Yeah, zero is there. So let's just copy this prompt so that we can try out with different values as well. So let's start with zero. I don't want any stylization. Give me what I'm looking for. Here we slowly will increase the value to 100. Okay, let's do something like 400 or 500. Here we do around 750, which is the usual which you'll get if you don't specify the style value. And at the end, let's do the maximum that we can get. Stylize 1000. Now let's see what do we get. Okay, so this is what we get with the 0h value. As you can see, pure raw fighting between the Vikings. Exactly what we asked for. A portrait of Vikings fighting in Denmark. And they are wearing exactly what uniform they used to wear. And everything is basically on point. But the only issue is it does not look like it's something you're gonna post, isn't it? It looks like, yeah, it's good that it's AI generated, but it can be still better, isn't it? So that's why Midjourney likes to give you more aesthetically pleasing, because even if the result is how good the result is, does not matter as long as it does not look good. At the end, we're talking about images. So that's why this is what you get with zero. Let's check out for other values as well. So zero, we got it. And we got for 500. Let's have a look at 100 once. Mm, okay, the 1000 is being worked on. 750. This is 500, 1000. Did we try 100? I think this is 100, I guess, but mostly not. Let's see the other ones. This is 750. As you can see, this image we have seen multiple times till now. So this is basically what you get usually. The 750 is the standard one. After that, we have 1000, which will be the highest quality possible. And you can see this is something that actually looks like a movie scene. Proper lighting, proper like pose, proper everything. So this is what the best output can be using the style parameter. This is, I think, 100. So as you can see, it's still where we want it to be, isn't it? Like I want you to be having what I want, Vikings fighting, but still the aesthetic is also very balanced. This is something that actually looks like, okay, this is some what some artist would have painted in that time period. So this is pretty cool. Here is also 500. So between 100 and 500, there is a huge difference. This looks like a painting, and this looks like a photograph. Also like movie, but still a bit less quality than usual. And zero, I already showed you. 1000, and this is 100. 100 is also pretty much the same, I guess. Hmm, kind of what we're looking for. It's still a bit more stylized than like usually zero. So yeah, basically that's what you're gonna use to control the amount of aesthetic pleaseness in your images. As long as you want raw output, just use style 0 to 100. Any value will be much better. If you want a movie like scene, pump up the style to 1000 so that you can get the max output. That way you can configure whatever output like this. You can see 0. This is very raw, colorful risograph of a pig. And as we go higher and higher, it will just try to make it more pleasing rather than actually giving you what you're looking for. So I hope that covers it all. If you have any